Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. They clean up nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
Hi.
Hola. It's good. This is Mac Week. This is WWDC, and we got new MacBook Airs.
New MacBook Airs. Are you excited? Are you buying one?
I am definitely buying one. I'm borderline wanting to buy two and just get rid of everything else and just have the two cloned, but we'll see.
Well, if you guys don't know, the new Macs came out. They're MacBook Airs. They're M2s. Let's see. You can a base one is 8-core GPU, 8-core CPU, 8 gigs memory, and 256 SSD. And that's $11.99. Or you can max it out for $2,500 and have 25 gigs of memory, 2 terabytes of storage as well on there. So that's pretty crazy for an Air.
Yeah, I don't know that you need to max it out, except if you really want if you want extra hard drive space, but because at that point you're right on the fence of maybe getting just a better computer. But I am excited about it.
David Spade posts something like he went to the Apple store to buy a computer, and they were like, "What are you doing with it?" And he was like sending emails, and they were like, "Oh, you definitely need it maxed out."
I agree.
Yeah.
I concur. But we'll be following up on that because I will be buying one. I don't think they release until July, and I'll be at that midnight order grabbing one of those. I try and update my laptop every 2 years, so this M1 is 2 years old already. So it might become the backup, or maybe I'll just leave it here in the studio, and that M1 will be the gigging laptop. So I don't know.
Mine's a year old, so what I'm hoping for is to make it another year on it, and then again every 2 years. That is the goal, to try to update. But also, we just want to say a quick shout out to the sponsors. If you aren't on DMS yet and you want to try it out, you can use promo code Drew and Fuse Show to get you 30% off your first month. Also, if you head over to the YouTube, if you're not watching on YouTube, in the description of the video, there's going to be a link for the Photo Booth Supply Salsa booth. It's an affiliate link. It's not going to do anything for you, but it'll help support the show. So if you guys are in the market for a photo booth, make sure you check out that link and check out their salsa booth. They got the chips and guac booth as well. But yeah, and also, once again, we are not sponsored by Liquid Death. Not sponsored. So shout out to Liquid Death for not sponsoring us. So here we go. Start the show today. But today we also have a great guest for you. He's just a little further north than I am, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He won the Make the Cut in 2019 and is now an exclusive editor for Club Killers. We've talked about his edits on the show before and how we both love them and play them. Please help us welcome DJ Even Steve.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Doing good. Wish I would have picked up a Liquid Death. I was thinking about that, but I went out to like a service industry night last night. I DJ'd it with a buddy of mine, and had some buddies come out, hit the shots a little hard. So I got some Gatorade here, replenishing a little bit.
You need those electrolytes.
It's crucial. It's crucial.
It is crucial. I think Fuse got me onto the what is it? The liquid IVs. I've been pounding those.
Yeah.
Those drip drops are good on Amazon too. They're a little cheaper, and they have quite the different flavor selection now. So some of them are not the best in taste, but usually I just chug it.
Yeah, it's utilitarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy J-Doc gave me these like patches that you like stick on your skin that are supposed to like give you vitamins throughout the night while you're drinking. And I always forget to put them on. I've got them in my DJ bag and everything, but I still haven't had a chance to try it on a proper drinking night.
It sounds like a Nicorette patch.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, you gotta like stick it on your stomach or something where nobody's gonna see it because it's gonna look weird.
It's like you have a big hickey.
Yeah, he says they work. And the one night we did them, we didn't drink that much, so I didn't really know how well it worked. But
yeah, Even with the liquid IVs, if I think it's going to be like a night where I'm really hitting it hard, I'll drink one of those. The goal is to try to drink one before I go out and then one when you get home, you know. That's
Yeah.
the goal, but it
No,
doesn't always
that's the
happen like
move.
that.
Bad hangover can completely like derail the next day, especially if I want to get some studio work done. I got to be in like a good positive mindset. I can't be feeling all shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about your edits all the time. Speaking of the studio, you're always someone that comes up constantly. Big
Yeah, it comes up
fans.
quite a bit.
We're big fans. I feel like you kind of have like a how do I say this? I feel like you just play a lot like how we play. You know, it's like it's unique and creative. I don't feel that as many editors are doing some of the stuff you're doing anymore.
Yeah, I mean, all the edits I make are to crush at Milwaukee party bars. That's the bulk of my gigs. They're kind of like college shit show sort of gigs. So a lot of the time, I'm just taking like a song they love and being like, how can I frame this in a way that's going to make it hit harder or make it hit at all? Because some of those songs are people love the songs, but they're just the way they're laid out and the way they sound. It just doesn't slap. It doesn't give them that just shot to the vein, you know, that a good edit could.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time that, it's not always if you're a DJ and you go out and listen to another DJ play, there's a lot of DJs that are like, yeah, but we're playing the same songs. It's like, yeah, we might be playing the same songs, but we're doing it in a complete different way, and sometimes
Yeah.
with those edits, it's like it needs to be played that way for it to hit, or it needs to be re-edited in a way for it to hit.
Yeah, my favorite is when people re-edit my edits and I think it's better than the way I had it. They'll get me sometimes, man. I heard Digital Dave played my Ocean Avenue edit and he added like some extra drums to it. And I heard it in one of his sets. I was like, shit, that's better. I should have done that. But yeah, I hit him up and he sent that over to me. But the re-edits are nice too. So like every time somebody makes an edit that I like, I'll end up switching it around and making it my own.
Yeah, I tend to re-edit a lot of the stuff like that as well, just for my own sets to make them more custom. Because I'm not much of a scratcher. That's not really the type of DJ I am. So I just re-edit stuff so that it sounds unique. Is kind of how I play. You are always coming up with these crazy ideas, and I know you make the cut, right? What spawned that? You were trying to get your name out there more. You're like, this is someone that is actually taking my emails.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. I DJ'd kind of independently for a long time. I didn't know a lot of other DJs and I didn't know record pools even really existed for a long time. So I was just DJing like original versions of songs. When I heard that even was a thing and that there was a contest and stuff, I just kind of jumped on that because I'd had to make my own edits at that point. Like I didn't even know it was a thing,
Right.
but I'd always been making edits. So I kind of went around that kind of methodically though, because I saw Make the Cut and I saw what was winning was whatever the current song was that month, whatever the big thing was, that was a huge boost.
Right.
And if it was some sort of like wordplay, that was usually what was winning most months. So I got kind of strategic about it. And that was kind of how I ended up winning so many times.
Which is funny to me because the word plays I almost always skip because like I think when you're playing a residency, the word plays is what the bar or like the workers are going to go, didn't he play this last week? It's like that one thing that it plays out the exact same, right? You're not doing it live, so you're not going to change it up. It's just that's how the edit is.
That's what's weird about word plays in general. Even if I'm doing them live, it's like, what are the odds that I want to play these two songs back to back right now? Like I'm going to commit to this song and this left turn. Like, what if I hit the first song and I'm like, we should be going a different direction, but I've got a routine here and we're going to left turn them over to this. So a lot of the word plays, I just don't find myself using that often either.
Sometimes I get a little repetitive with the routines, but I kind of like it because I think it's funny because if you do it so often, the bartenders are like, oh, I know he's going to play this next. And one of the bartenders at the one spot I play at Friday, Matt, he was like, I was telling this guest at the bar that you were going to play this song next and that if you played it, they had to buy shots and like tip and this and that. And then you totally fucked me and played something else out of it.
Oh, yeah. Nice. No, that's my worst nightmare is like having the bartenders know what's coming next because I
Yeah.
hit the same routine every time. I'm so self-conscious about that I'm always like, if there's something I did that I think I might have done the last time, I'm like, I'm going to purposely subvert expectations just in case.
Well, I used to book bars and, I would talk to the bartenders. Not really. They would just come to me because they're like, that DJ sucked or he was amazing, because they felt like I could fire them or whatever. There was an old discotheque edit I mean, this is over the years, but there was an old discotheque edit of the Humpty Dance that goes into Jay-Z. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name was Hove. But they would
Oh, yeah,
always
yeah.
call that one out. They're always like, he always plays this Humpty Dance. It's so old. Why is he doing that with Jay-Z? And that was all they could remember. So it's always those weird ones that they notice. So the first time's cool, but then after that, something that they're just going to be pissed about.
And there are some of those songs that you wouldn't hear if it wasn't going to be the wordplay.
Right.
Like I had the edit that I made of the LMFAO Sexy and I Know It into the Drake Too Sexy. And if I'm out and I hear Sexy and I Know It, there's a pretty solid chance it's going there. 'Cause that's not, I don't know if you guys are playing that one peak hour, but I normally don't touch Sexy and I Know It anymore.
No,
I haven't.
you say that, and I just did an 8th grade dance, and it was a Vietnamese area, and they kept asking for Gangnam Style, biggest song of the night, by the way. And
hell yeah.
I thought, well, fuck, if they like Gangnam Style, then we're playing Sexy and I Know It, and that crushed also. But I haven't played it in years because of that.
No, I love how corny the kids are, like the shit that they'll get down to.
That TikTok.
It's-
My daughter played for me today, Pass the Dutchie, because we're driving to school and we try and battle like, oh, have you heard this or you heard this? And so she's like, yeah, this is big on TikTok, Dad. And I go, where the fuck did you hear Pass the Dutchie? She's in 7th grade, like she shouldn't even know what that means.
No, I'd love for that one to have a comeback though. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I guess it's a big TikTok thing right now, apparently.
I need
so
to
weird.
consume TikTok more. I need to
Oh,
just go on there and scroll and see the actual context these songs are being used in more often.
Don't.
No?
It's a black hole because you just go on there so much because it's so fascinating. It'll be like a video of somebody building something really cool, and then it'll be like a video of like somebody cooking some bomb ass food and like showing you how they do it. And then it'll be like a video of some girl with some huge boobs, and then like a video with like, I don't know, somebody doing something cool again. And then and it's like, I want all those things. I want to see all those things.
Yeah. Oh, I know the couple times I've been on there, it's just so like stimulating. Just everything is like, whoa, how about that? Wow. You
So
just-
I think I have the secret. So she's not allowed to have social media on her phone. But her workaround is she goes on YouTube and looks up top TikToks. That might be the workaround to find out what's cracking, right? Is you just look up the top TikToks. It's a 10-minute little everything that's trending. Watch it real quick and then you can get off. You don't have to get sucked down the hole.
I can dig that.
Dang.
I can dig that. I gotta
Yeah.
try that.
Back to playing some repetitive sets. I gotta say too, I feel kind of mixed on it because sometimes like I'm like, if it works, right? It's kind of the same as DJs complaining about playing certain songs, and it's like, yeah, if it works, it works. And there's some circumstances where stuff's a little different, but like the bartenders complaining about songs, it's like, well, how many Bud Lights do you serve? You serve a lot of them. How many vodka sodas do you serve? A lot. Like it's the same thing. You're doing the same thing over and over because why? It works. It gets the job done for the people. And like, so like a big part of me feels that way. And then like you said though, like, there's something about trying to keep it fresh too for yourself and for everybody else too. I think there's like a little bit of a happy medium between the both.
Yeah. And those standard songs are standards because they work. Like I was DJing with Alex Nepa and I played Dynamite and he was like, he said something to the effect of, man, this song is such a piece of shit. I was like, yeah, now that you mention it, it is, but I'll stop playing it when it stops working.
I know what his comment specifically is that it sounds like, like a JC Penney's commercial. I came to dance.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
I'm gonna put my shirt on. It is kind of corny, but I'm with you. It still works for me. I play it at weddings. It's crossing over now. Like the adults expect it, and they got their hands up. They know what to do. So what do you do?
It's weird because even the club that I do on Saturdays isn't really like a cool high-end, like cool kid bottle service club. It's more like a party bar club. I haven't really been in the club, like a cool kid club, unless I'm like in Vegas or somewhere. So it's like, I know the EDM stuff is still like big, but it's almost like the cheesy stuff is like what actually is the stuff everybody kind of wants to hear, at least at the party bars. They want to hear, shout out to Jeff Scott, the Shania Twain, they want to hear Justin Bieber, Baby. They want to hear, Dynamite, stuff like that. Every Time We Touch, Drew's favorite.
Dude, every time we touch slaps, man.
Oh, always slaps.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I thought I was getting trolled. Again, it was a prom, and it was viral on TikTok again. And the kids came up and they're like, "Play Every Time We Touch." I thought, really? What? I blew that song way out. I was like, "There's no way." And I played it. It was just the biggest song of the night. It was so massive. There was nothing to follow it up with. It was so big.
Yeah, I never know where to go from there because there's nothing else like at
I
that
feel the
tempo.
same. I'm like, what next? What
When
next?
you're at 140, you got Zombie Nation.
I play Heaven.
Ooh,
Heaven.
Yeah, the Sammy. There's a
And-
bootleg with Post Malone Psycho.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Scooter made it. Scooter made it. Yeah, that's the one I play if I play
Oh,
Heaven
damn, dude.
too.
I don't know that one. I got to get on
Yeah,
that.
Actually, I have it saved as Chunky Dip and Jesse James, but I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's a different one, but Scooter has one that I play that goes just for the chorus. Excuse me, the chorus of Heaven into then the chorus of Psycho, and it's great. And then that's
Yeah.
something I'll play.
That works.
I'm trying to think of what else I play. People love on the show hearing like this kind of stuff too, like what we play out of songs. So this is a good one because it is tough. It's a tough one. I'm gonna open my
Sandstorm has
laptop.
been big for me still though. I still
Oh,
play
yeah.
Sandstorm.
Sandstorm's another one in that area.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been
I haven't-
hitting Sandstorm lately.
I
Yeah.
haven't played Sandstorm in a bit. That's one I need to bring back.
It's such
I
a good
need to-
slam in that you can just bring anytime because of the boom, boom, and then the build
Yeah.
up. Yeah, love me some Sandstorm.
What is there like a regional song out there by you that you're playing? That's like Milwaukee, you play it and it just
So-
destroys the place.
In terms of like top 40, like college bar stuff, there isn't really anything that I wouldn't play anywhere else that I am playing in Milwaukee. But in the hip hop realm, we've got some local guys and some songs that aren't really known outside of the town. That's pretty cool. I've got a pretty solid, just like Milwaukee rap crate that wouldn't work anywhere else. Nothing in particular in like the top 40 realm.
Do you play Vanga Boys? Do we like
Hell
to
yeah.
party?
Hell yeah, I play Venga Boys, man. I play Boom 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 too. Or Boom
Yeah,
Boom
Drew-
Boom Boom.
Drew,
rather,
I got
4
Drew's
booms.
edit of Boom Boom Boom.
Yeah, well, you know that see you guys see this is a regional thing, but I do video and the Magic Mountain out here has that old crusty guy. Six Flags has the old guy. You have no idea, but that's the
I know
Vegas
what you're
one
talking
they
about.
play.
Yeah. I got a request for on Friday night, and I was texting another one of my DJ friends here, who's like younger than me, and he makes a lot of edits. Slick Nick is his name. The request was for Rihanna "Take a Bow," and I was like, I was texting him. I was like, "Do you play this song?" And he was like, "All the time. It crushes." And I was like, "What?"
Really?
Yeah, he
Damn,
told me
dude.
he hadn't sent me the edit. He was like, "I got the edit. I'll send it to you." So that was a random one that I was gonna ask you guys if but based upon your reactions too, you're the same as me.
No, I gotta remember that. You got to make a point to pop out and see what the younger dudes are playing. Like even if they're a little green, like in terms of just DJing, they're
Yeah.
like they've still got their finger like on that like post high school pulse. That's really
told
hard
me-
to-
He told me he plays it with like Beyonce, Irreplaceable. Like real quick though, he says he
Yeah.
plays them. You know,
I like
but-
some Irreplaceable. That one's been going off.
Really, I haven't been playing that one either. That's crazy.
You've gotta earn it. You gotta be in the right spot. It's not
Yeah.
it's not a guaranteed hit.
I play Love on Top, and that one crushes for me.
Love on Top is great, yeah.
I'm not a big Beyonce fan. I know I'm gonna get so much hate for that, but
I am not either. And there's only a few of her songs that I actually play, and it's Love on Top, Crazy in Love, and Get Me Bodied, and that's pretty much it. Maybe Irreplaceable can be worked in there too.
Yeah, Irreplaceable is good. Let me check my Serato, see if there's any other Beyonce I play. Because I'm not personally a big Beyonce fan, but I know she's an artist that
7-Eleven.
people love. Oh yeah, 7-Eleven's pretty good. I'll play Before I Let Go, given the right crowd, her version of that.
I play Drunken Love sometimes on Fridays because I do videos there, and Drew sent me a great video. It's like the Will Ferrell singing along to Drunken Love. So like when that video hits, like people think it's hilarious.
Oh yeah, if you got the video at it, that can really sell that.
Girls Run the World. Do you guys play that?
Yeah. So because you sent me that video for that one too, and that one's good.
I don't.
The
Does
Channing
it
Tatum.
work? Is it good? Eh,
Mm,
Fine.
yeah.
it's there.
She's so popular, everyone loves her, but I don't get the reaction of everyone loving her.
Yeah, but I
I-
want to hit it because people love her so much. They want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want
Yeah.
to having a hard
It's-
time.
Do you play any Lady Gaga? That's the other one that I kind of feel the same about. I'm like, I haven't really been playing much Lady Gaga at all, but I feel like she's huge and people love her.
Yeah, dude. So I try to work in Lady Gaga because again, it's somebody that people like love, like they adore her beyond club music. So I'm still playing Poker Face. I have like my edit of Poker Face, and then I have a similar Bad Romance one that I haven't put out yet that I like to play. And then given the right like end of the night thing, I'll throw on You and I. If it hits, it fucking hits. And if it doesn't, you get the fuck off it. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But I've had it really pay off. It's a risky move.
I made it a bootleg of Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. Maybe it's been a year or two since I made it, but that I play it and it works all the time. Every time I play it right now at the party bar, it just crushes.
Yeah, I like that one. A lot of those Hot and Cold has been like murdering for me lately.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to bring that one back.
You don't
Yeah,
play
I made
I
like
Kissed
a-
a Girl?
I really hate the production on that one. The drums are so
Oh.
like puffy and weak. Like if I had a good edit, maybe.
I just have a hook.
I remember DJing Hot
Totally.
and Cold when it first came out, and it was fucking massive. God, it was so massive. Was it massive for you, Drew?
Oh yeah, always. That was a big one. But I Kissed a Girl was big too. So
Yeah.
when I was doing a party bar like yours, and I was playing that and it was working. I Kissed a Girl. Sometimes I'd
I
play it
Kissed a
back to back with hot and cold because I just play it so fast.
I'll try to work that in. Always looking for more songs.
Yeah.
Is there a way that you're coming up with your ideas? Are you just going through Spotify? Are you seeing what requests come in, or because I know working for a record pool, you just you have to put out content. So sometimes I know when I was making edits all the time, I would just get stuck, right? Stuck in your head of like, what can I come up with that's creative?
The worst thing is when you sit down to make edits and you don't have ideas and you're just there.
Yeah.
So like I take a lot of notes while I'm gigging about songs that like, oh, this worked, but I feel like it could work better if I rearranged it. Or if I just
Right.
hear a song that people like that isn't really a song that gets played in the club, but it's like they like it. How can I make this work?
Right.
So a lot of the time that's what I'm doing. Or if there's a song that just doesn't sound good to me, like I did a kind of a redrum of Birthday Bitch because I always thought it was just like
Oh, I love your edit of that. It's awesome.
Yeah, same. I play it yours all the time with that one.
I deleted all the other ones because all the other ones sound like trash. Like,
it needed an update badly.
how did it even get put out? It was just so bad.
Yeah, I'm surprised sometimes how awful like the mainstream productions go on popular songs are.
Well, once it blows up, it should just get an update, right? So I understand if they're making it, they don't have the tools to make it better, but just once it gets popular, like Tatiana, I think got an update with YG and they like redid it. It sounded better.
Yeah, it needs to be done on some of these. I'm trying to remember what there was some throwback song that always just hit like a YouTube rip. Oh, We Fly High. I always thought there's something about the audio quality of that, and I used to play that like quite a bit. And like
Yeah.
in with other songs that sounded good, it was just so like
Oh, I was gonna say there are just a lot of hip hop songs from that 2000s era. I feel like too that are just shitty. Like the late 2000s. Once the projection or the production became more accessible, it's like the quality just went down a lot more.
If you didn't hire the Neptunes or Timbaland, then that's what you got.
Basically.
Well, let's shake it up. Let's hit them with some rapid fire. We'll come back to talking some more songs here because we
Oh,
want to
yeah.
get into Serato and all that stuff.
All right, we'll play our segment video and hit them with the not so rapid fire.
It's now time for rapid fire.
oh nice. I like that. I've actually never seen the videos because I always listen to it in the car. That's sick, man.
We got to get you to recreate it. Then we'll put Even Steve on it.
Yeah, the Even Steve edit of the rapid fire intro.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
All right, so our first one is always what's the last thing you listened to on Spotify or vinyl? More personal time, not DJ time.
Yeah. Let me think. I've been liking a lot of the new stuff lately. I've been listening to Willow quite a bit. I like the new Harry Styles album.
That's
I
a
listen
good
to
album.
that. It's a good album. It's cool. It's not that useful for what we do. but
As it was, has been doing okay for
It's-
me.
Yeah, it's been good. there are some people who just like lose their shit for it, so I try to work it in because there's some hardcore Harry Styles fans out there.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah, I try not to like fall back and listen to the stuff I used to listen to, even though I really like want to, just because I don't want to stop loving new music. I feel like once you get to that point, it's just kind of the beginning of just like a slog through DJing of shit you don't like, you know?
Have you checked out the new Post Malone yet?
I have not.
It's got a couple good singles on it. I think it's gonna do well. It's like the couple middle tracks in there. There's one with Doja Cat and I think Gunna, the one I liked.
Wasn't one like they're like song to be sad, song to be happy, or something like that? Isn't that what like it says too?
I Like You, a happier song. And then I
Yeah.
Cannot Be, a sadder song. That's with Gunna.
Yeah.
Was with Doja
Yeah.
Cat. But I think both of them are gonna be fairly popular.
Nice. I've picked some of those up. I'm not fast enough to try out the new stuff, I think. A lot of the time I want to get a feeling that people actually want it. I want to wait for that request before I just pull it out on the live crowd.
Oh, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Just because I've been battling my daughter at school, just like you said, I've been really trying to stay up on top of my shit. So I'll go on there and I look at the new Friday music and I'm like, oh, I'm actually finding, so much music just going on Spotify's new music. Every Friday just dumps all the new stuff. So
Yeah, I got to get on that.
yeah, you just go on there and there's a new music Friday with singles and then there's one for albums. So you could just kind of cruise through it.
I always test out the new stuff like early night at the bar when people are still shuffling in. And a lot of the time when it really hits, like the first time I played Levitating, it was like back when it was new. I played it like super early night when people were just shuffling in. They just went fucking nuts. And I was like, all right. Should have saved that for later, but we know now.
That's probably, yeah. I mean, that's still a big song for all my weddings.
Yeah, I love Levitating.
Yeah, I like that song too. That whole, I mean, her and that album. I mean, it's just great.
Dua Lipa
The
in
sound of
general
it,
just slaps.
Yeah.
Man. It's just fun music.
and like because of TikTok, I find myself playing not like peak hour, I wouldn't say, but earlier in the night, I find myself playing One Kiss a lot too. Earlier in the night, because TikTok made that kind of relevant
Is-
again.
Is it? Oh, really? It's getting played again?
Did you see the video of Calvin Harris like in the parade with the soccer players, like, and they're just like banging out One Kiss, and they're all going nuts? Like,
Huh.
No, I
I'll
haven't
have
seen
to
that.
hold on, I'm gonna pull it up.
There's a new Calvin Harris with Dua Lipa that's actually pretty dope.
Yeah, it's kind of like his like Feels era Calvin
Yeah.
Harris. What was that called? Funk Wave or whatever.
Totally.
Okay,
go.
so Liverpool. Hold on, you got to see this. They're all singing One Kiss right now, and he's like DJing on this float or whatever.
There it is. One Kiss it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, and something like that goes viral and people go get back into the song. Gives a little boost.
yeah. He's one of the few that I actually haven't seen live. Believe it or not, like of all the times I've been to Vegas and back, Calvin's one of the only few big producers that I haven't seen.
I've never went to see any of like the big producers when I go to Vegas. Whenever I'm out there, I'm always looking for somebody that's going to play something that more resembles what I do. How are they?
Yeah, we've gone out a bunch for the DMS parties, and Warren was the head resident at XS for a lot of them, and or at Dre's when we went to Dre's, so he was always opening for somebody, and Aoki, Diplo, Dylan
Avicii.
Francis, Avicii. Yeah,
But
so
for people that like you, like you're saying, that people like that play like you, I don't
Well, just
know
people
that
that-
there's a lot in Vegas.
No, I'm just saying people that will play like, open format. They're not an artist. Like I saw Spider when I was out there last time, and he was playing just like super open format at Tau.
Spider's
Okay.
always dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always kills it. Yeah.
But I saw so many of those EDM guys back like during the EDM bubble, like just playing shows. So I don't know how much their Vegas set really differs from that.
It's the same USB drive from Vegas.
Yeah.
It's labeled 2011.
let's see. We were out there for the bar and restaurant, like in end of March, and we saw Loud Luxury at Omnia. It was, what you would expect. They were playing bootlegs of popular songs that went into a heavy drop. Like, yeah,
It's the brand.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's like people waving their crutches up in the air, on the
Yeah.
dance floor. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is wild.
We saw Little John. He was open format. He killed it.
Oh, that's
I liked
true.
the set. Yeah.
He literally got on the mic when we saw Little John that night, and he was like, "Yo, if you guys came to hear me play anything else but hip hop tonight, you're in the wrong room. I'm only playing hip hop tonight." Like that was what he said on the mic.
Dude, that's smart on his part though, to just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Just be like, this is what's happening. Don't
he
I
had
wish I could do that.
he had some great like show edits for some of the songs. Like he played yeah, it was like a sub drop in like a into like just the synths. I can't even explain it. It was so dope though. Me and Drew both were like, yeah, whoa, we both need that one, but obviously we're not gonna get that one.
No.
He's got the
Unless
old,
you get this
he's got
hard
the
drive
custom.
stolen like Skrillex did that one time.
I don't remember that. And did he just put out a bunch of shit, or
I
someone
want to
just
say it was Skrillex or Porter Robinson or somebody, Dead Mouse. Somebody got their USB stolen, and we got like all their show edits and stuff.
Oh man,
It was a while back. It was probably like 8 years ago.
That would be like a big fear of mine, is somebody getting access to all my edits that I didn't want them to have. Like some people I don't care, because I'm like, you equally contribute, you know what I mean? Like if I feel like you're an edit maker and like you send me edits back, I'm like, oh, that's cool, because like he's gonna give me some stuff. But like the people that just want to take from you, I'm like, I don't want you having any of my shit.
I feel where you're coming from. There's the edits for the homies that are just like, they're for the homies. You don't want those just all out there.
All right, so next not so rapid fire is something that you do when you're not DJing. Do you have any hobbies or anything like that?
I tell you, I'm a big karaoke guy.
really?
I've always hosted karaoke nights, like kind of around since I started DJing. I've still got one going right now on a Tuesday. I do a karaoke night.
That's dope. I never would have thought that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your go-to song?
Let me think. Go-tos. If you sing a lot, you kind of run out of go-tos. Like there's just so many. I like doing duets. Like I like doing Good Life, like Kanye and T-Pain with like another guy. Or I'll do like In the End by Linkin Park, and like one guy will do the sing part, one guy will do the rap part.
I love that.
Yeah, I like Little Talks.
I thought you were gonna hit me with like a duet, like John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John or something like that.
Yeah.
So do you like run a karaoke company, or what kind of, or you just go out and
Yeah,
Or
it's just an independent thing. I mean, you can buy the
Okay.
software and the songs and stuff. Just run it. I used to do company gigs like a while back, but the money was not there. It's better
Where-
to just invest in your own stuff.
where do you get karaoke versions? You know, it
mean-
comes up for me every now and then. I always thought, is there a record pool for that, or
Honestly, I originally just copied over the files that were at like a karaoke residency of mine.
right,
Like-
smart.
Yeah, probably like 8 years ago. I just brought a hard drive in and just copied that over, so I have all the regular stuff, and then you can just buy them piecemeal from there.
Okay, smart.
So when new stuff comes out, there's sites where you can just buy them one off.
Because
Yeah.
for the most part, like I don't go to a lot of karaoke nights, but karaoke people, they got their song, right? They're not coming in with that new Dua Lipa with Calvin Harris trying to spring that on you.
Yeah, the nice thing about karaoke is that it isn't that current. Even when like it's a packed college night, they're usually singing the same stuff and a lot of weird, random like Billy Joel.
Goodbye,
and-
Earl.
Yeah, Goodbye Earl. Yeah, a lot of those country songs about hating men are popular.
Well, I would. I also would think that would be a great place to find songs that work, right? Because if everyone wants to sing to it, then it's going to work in the bar.
Yeah, and the other dope thing about that is you get that, and then in the gap between singers, I'll throw on a song, and just for like 30 seconds to a minute, and I can test out songs really easily that way. And I had a little gap where I didn't have a karaoke gig, and I was like, I can't believe I'm just testing these songs on a live audience. Like when I could be trying them at karaoke night and seeing if people give a shit about them there. So it's
There-
useful. There's carryover.
There it is, people. You heard it. Get a karaoke gig. It's gonna.
If you
gonna
like
help you.
karaoke, if you hate karaoke, you'll be miserable.
Well, I've been to a couple times. We're out drinking and you just bar hopping, and we walk into a karaoke, and I think I picked up like 2 or 3 songs that I just thought, oh, I wouldn't have played this, but the whole bar's losing their shit for it, you know.
Yeah, sing along stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is okay? So we're gonna skip a forward because I want to ask this question. What's a popular song that you should be playing but you refuse to play? Do you have any? Do you have anything that you won't play?
There's nothing I really like dislike right now that is working. Like there are songs that I think are weak songs, but they hit like weak songs. Like I didn't like playing Push and P, but it went away pretty quick, and I would hit it, and people would be like, "Oh, he's current. He's playing the new thing and moving on." There have been some over the years that I really hated. Like I remember when Bad and Bougie was new, and it would
Yeah.
just like go on and on and on. And I didn't have any edits or anything back then, so I was just in it. Original long ass Bad and Bougie.
Or Black Beatles when that was big. You had to start it from the beginning, and everyone would freeze.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah, I liked the Black Beatles craze.
The mannequin challenge, as they said
Yeah.
on the internet.
Yeah, I did a couple of those. That's bringing me back. I never really liked playing WAP. I remember when that was big, and it felt like people who weren't along for that ride just like weren't having fun during that song. So
It's
You know,
offensive. It's meant to
I-
offend.
That song. There's so many things I have to say about it, but people love it, and then, like you said, people hate it. It's like one of those. I still get requests for it every once in a while, and I'm like,
I'll still play it from time to time, and it makes some people happy, but the people that it doesn't make happy, it makes sad. So I try to avoid it. And the moment it was like old enough that I could drop it out of my set, I definitely did.
They're crying. They're sad.
"What's? Do you have a favorite remixer or producer?" And it doesn't have to be like DJ editor. It could just be like a producer that you like.
Man, I could go on forever in this realm. I'm a big like edit nerd. Lately I've been really liking all those like Melbourne bounce guys, like it's a Jesse Block, BLOCH, and like all of the related artists there.
Yeah.
Just make all those like ridiculous like jump up bouncy edits of like pop songs. Been really digging those. You got to re-edit them a lot. They're not made like for DJs, I think.
Right.
I don't know, but he's DJing. Either way, those are really good. I like a lot of the guys who make good short edits. Like Simo's been killing it lately.
Yeah. Always.
I know I had posted recently. I had made a short edit, and then I like went on DMS and checked, and Simo had made like the exact edit.
Yeah. He's definitely killing, and that's kind of what we were talking about. Is just having that mentality of that's how it should be played, right? That's just there's no better way to play some of those super short edits.
Yeah,
Simo's one of my favorite DJs to go listen to too. Like I don't get too often because we're always working on the same nights, but when I get to go hear him play, it's always great because he's very methodical in the way that he plays all of his songs too. Like I think I've talked about it on here before, but he was cracking me up one night because he was in full Simo fuck it mode, and he was playing like a hip hop set, and then he wanted to go into something else, and like he played Bad and Bougie, but he just hard dropped it from the original where it's like, and then it just goes right into the 8-bar chorus, and then out of that 8-bar chorus he played Britney Spears Toxic, and
oh nice.
it worked. So I was like mind blown when it happened because
That's sick, man. I gotta catch him live one of these days. Every time I just like hang out for somebody else's set, I learn so much.
yeah, he's great. So he's here in Cincy too. So
Yeah. Next time I'm in town, I gotta pop in and catch a Simo set.
let's see. This is always a stumper, but this is one that's important for the show because Drew and I, we've been saying we're gonna make a t-shirt. Once the merch store opens in 2025, we're gonna make a t-shirt with all these on it. But what is your the best non-curse word, one word insult?
Dude, so I've been thinking about this like for a while, like since we talked about me being on the show. I wanted to say jabroni. Somebody else took that. I forget who. I like mouth breather a lot.
Mouth breather is good.
Yeah. It's a funny one. It's descriptive. You know what it means. But it's also funny because I've noticed that I'm kind of like a mouth breather when I'm DJing. I didn't notice until I got like a lot of club photography being done of me. And like in every shot, I'm just like with my mouth open, just gasping for air. So I've been like making a note not to be a mouth breather when I'm DJing. Because I thought it was like the booze like drying out my mouth. And then there were nights where I was like totally sober, where I was just parched at the end of the night. Just from from being a mouth breather.
Oh
The
my
biggest
God, I
mouth
love
breather of all time, though, sorry to all my Golden State fans, is Draymond Green. That guy is the biggest mouth breather of all time. If you look up pictures of him on the internet, he's always like,
that.
Yeah, you got to think about it. I got to close my mouth every time I see the photographer near.
all right, here comes the photographer. Keep mouth shut. Keep mouth shut. Keep mouth
Yeah.
shut. Fuck, it was open. Damn it.
Yeah, it's hard not to mouth breathe. I also sing along to songs like a lot when I'm DJing. So
Right.
that might be a part of it too. It might just caught me like mid-word.
I love that so much. It's hilarious.
It's amazing. So, is there if Drew and I were to come to Milwaukee, which I've actually never been to Milwaukee, and it's not that
Neither
far
have I.
away. So, my goal is to catch a baseball game there because I hear the stadium's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
And that you guys tailgate for baseball there too. People tailgate
Yeah.
for baseball.
I'm not a big
Uh,
sports guy, but it's fun as shit.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I love baseball, so I am gonna try to catch a game there. What would be like your go? Is there a go to Milwaukee food spot? Something that is like you can only get in Milwaukee area?
You know, I am like so much not like the restaurant guy. I wish I had more, but I end up just getting like fast food after the gig all the time.
Yeah.
Um,
Where you play, is it right? I'm sure you play some of the bars, like Fuse plays. It's the Stretch, and it's right outside of the baseball stadium. Are you playing
play-
near the baseball stadium?
so the baseball stadium is kind of like on your way into town.
Okay.
So it's a little out of the way.
Okay.
But there is like a main downtown area where like the bulk of my gigs are.
Bar hopping area, like people
Yeah.
bar hop around there.
There's a couple like bar hopping stretches in like that main section of Milwaukee, and that's where the bulk of what I'm doing is. And there's some good food trucks down there and stuff. Oh, I should have remembered what it was called. There's a food truck down there that gives me like a Euro sandwich that's just fucking phenomenal. And here I am like not giving them the shout out.
See, that sounds good. That's where I would stop. I love me a good Euro.
When it's like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., whatever time the bars close, and you've had a few drinks. To be honest, anything sounds good. And if it's like a 5 or better, you're like, oh my god, this is the most amazing.
Oh
thing
yeah,
ever."
absolutely. Yeah, I've got a buddy who's like a personal trainer who always says not to like eat carbs after a certain time. And it's like it's every damn night with me. It's impossible not to.
Yeah,
What-
that's what led me to eating 3 street dogs when I visited Drew in one night. So, what's your go-to fast food?
Oh man, I like me some Taco Bell,
Oh yeah.
I like
Fourth meal.
Did you get the Mexican pizza when they redropped it?
I did not. I didn't make a point to get out there. I used to follow fast food kind of closely, actually, like when the chicken sandwiches were competing and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but let me think. I grab like food from Quick Trip a lot, which is like our gas station with food around here. I don't know if you guys have like you guys have Sheets over by you?
But
I've
there's a
heard-
Sheets in
I've heard it talked
Columbus,
about.
but I don't know of one in Cincinnati.
It's like Sheets, only it's already made and it's probably not as good. But I'll end up there a lot of the time.
I mean, you like what you like.
I like what I like. I know there's a lot of good Euro places around Milwaukee that my guy Mo's always telling me to get like after gigs and stuff, and I haven't been around yet.
What has been your most memorable night DJing in the DJ booth?
I think a lot of my favorite nights are just DJing at a new spot and just getting that like feedback. Like I always feel like I'm just crushing so hard when I'm at like a new bar or club.
Right.
Just because they haven't heard me yet, and it always hits different.
Right.
So a lot of those. I did like a Harry Potter themed dance like 5 years ago at a venue that got rented out for like a nerd event, and
Okay.
me and my guy Keck DJ'd that like back to back, and we were both just like nerd like anime guys, and it was like DJing for ourselves. It's so easy. Just all like the old meme stuff, like the techno and the emo and whatever. And that was fun as hell.
Did you play like a Harry Potter remix or something like that?
As a matter of
Kidditch?
fact, I did. There are some good ones out there actually.
Okay.
And there's like a Harry Potter version of Uptown Funk that
What?
goes over pretty well.
How does that go? I need to hear this now.
It's like I've got it in my Serato. It's some sort of
Is it
Voldemort
like
reference.
redo the words and like put random
Dark
stuff?
Lord Funk. It's like
Dark Lord
It's
Funk.
like Voldemort is singing it. So
Oh.
that gig was fun as hell, and that was the night that I found out that record pools existed.
Okay, why?
Uh,
What connected those two?
So as of that point, I had just been like downloading songs, like just picking up singles here and there, ripping off of YouTube or
Yeah.
like pirating some music. And I did this gig with my buddy, and then we went to the bar afterwards. We caught like the end of my guy Quadi's set, and we were just hanging around talking about stuff. And I think Taki Taki was new at the time. I want to say that was the song. And he was like, somebody asked for this fucking song. I haven't heard of it yet. Taki Taki or something. He's like, I went on Club Killers and it wasn't on there. So I was like, fuck it. I won't play it. And I was like, I'm not going to admit I don't know what that is, but I'm going to look this up later. Yeah. And that got me onto like all the pools from there. I was like, oh, Jesus, this is so much easier.
Oh
Like
yeah,
all
for
this,
sure.
all this work is just saved for me. So yeah, I jumped on like all the record pools at that point.
I think you got to have a couple. We always talk about having a couple. It's good to have 2 or 3 just pulls to grab different stuff, stay fresh.
Oh yeah, even if you have like all of them, even if it adds up to like a couple $100 a month, like for what we're getting, especially if you're pulling weddings and stuff, it's really negligible to be like, you don't need to be stingy with record pool money.
No, I can't even
That's right.
imagine going back and buying an iTunes single every time I needed a song,
Oh,
or just
God, no.
ripping off YouTube, and all of a sudden the skit comes on in the middle of the song.
Oh, that was the worst when they would put on like the little bit where it cut away from the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the struggle was real.
That's what I always say though. It's like DJing is all about the music. So like if you're not willing to invest in the music, then like what are you even doing? Like what are you doing? To make the investment in some pools and use them. You know, it's one thing if you're like, oh, I use this pool, and this pool, but I don't mess with these ones because I personally don't find myself using. That's one thing. But if you're like, well, I have one and I'm already paying $20 a month and I don't want to use another one, then I'm like, bro, get out of here.
Yeah, if another like $20 to $60 charge is really like hurting your bottom line, you really need to charge more.
It's true. Or don't overthink it, but some of those guys are just the people that are playing the same sets night after night. They're not even really adding new shit to it.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time just like music hunting and trying to like diversify my Serato, so it's nice to have a lot of them.
Do you have any random weird crate names or?
Let me see what I got here. So my crate system, it works for me, but it's a lot of just searching in the search bar. At the end of the day, I can make a lot of crates and I don't use them. I don't know if you ever had that experience where you throw together this dope crate and you're like, all right, when this happens, I've got them all right here. And then you get to the gig and you're like, it's happening and I'm fine without this. I can just type them in.
There'll be like 4 songs that are in there and I've already played them and I'm like, fuck. Now I
Yeah, you
have
get
all
in
these
there, they're
songs.
already blue. It's like,
Yeah. You're looking at the rest of them, you're like, nah, it's all a hard pass.
So my
Do you-
main crate structure is I did an event that was pink themed back in like 2013, and the folder was called Pink. And so that was my main folder, that everything resides inside a crate called Pink. And then inside Pink, there's a folder for normal stuff. So Pink contains like weird B-sides, niche remixes, a lot of like old blog house and stuff. And then the next category over is just accessible, like would play at a mainstream spot, all genre music. And then inside there is another crate that's called Viable. And these are the songs that you could reasonably play like peak hour at like any sort of open format spot. And I just kind of am in one of those 3 categories depending on the time of night.
Pink and Viable are both very unique names for crates.
Yeah, I
like
was thinking about how I would describe like the songs in that folder. It's like these are viable songs, these are viable options.
I like it.
And
Yeah,
do you clear your history after every time you play?
I do.
Same, I do too.
That's
Drew,
wild
you
when
do
I
as
see
well.
the guys that just blew like straight down on everything.
No,
I like
I have it set to just redo it. It does it automatically anytime I close Serato. It resets.
Yeah, I have the setting on.
I don't know how guys do it either. They're like, well, that's how I find my songs, and I'm like,
Yeah, I was just DJing with a buddy going back to back the other night that was telling me that like, if it's blue, it means it's decent. It means I've played it before. So it's worth like having a look at, and it just helps, I guess. Not for me. Not for me.
It turns, if you're testing songs out with Serato off, it'll turn blue if you load the song.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't even know how you would know if it's good or not. Like, I don't know. I never play anything live unless I've already sampled it or queued it up.
Same for the most part. What's a piece of advice you would tell a younger version of yourself starting out DJing?
I would say to go and listen to other DJs more and meet other DJs more, because there's a lot that they know that can like fast track you. You don't have to make every mistake yourself on the way up. And I spent a lot of time just like early on, I was just happy to make a living DJing. So I was like, this is cool. I'm doing a good job. But had I bothered to go out and meet more dudes, I mean, I remember when I met my guy Sean, who was like really heavy into like mobile stuff. And just like right there, I felt like I jumped like years of what I could have done, like just trying to figure everything out on my own.
Right.
So I would definitely say to do that more. Get out there, hear other DJs, talk to other DJs, not
I agree.
copy their style. Like it's good to have your own thing, but they know a lot.
Good DJs and bad DJs you can learn from. I still go out and watch DJs play, and you're like, huh, I didn't think to just cold drop that song or
Dude,
that
there's
kind of
some
stuff.
bad DJs that I get a lot from because they don't know not to play certain stuff. So like sometimes they'll have something go off that I never would have had the balls to even consider trying just
Right.
because they didn't know any better. So yeah, you get a lot from bad DJs as well.
I remember it's been a while, but this younger DJ came on and he wasn't using headphones. He was just cold dropping every single song, and so the BPMs were like this. It was like all over the place, but he was crushing the night because just all the songs had impact, and it kind of made me think most people don't understand BPMs anyways. They just know if they like the song or not. You know, you ever have that girl come up and go play something faster, and you're in 128. They just hate the song.
Yeah, I will admit I have been getting a little more relaxed in that regard too, where sometimes when I feel like they need something different, I'll just drop it in rather than like strategically working my way there. Because I'll think it's like, all right, so it's a more gradual, it's a smoother transition down, but it's also more time of not what they need right now.
Exactly. I totally
Yeah.
agree.
Is there a left turn song that you like to play in the club or something that, you know, and Drew and I say this all the time. Sometimes other people's left turn songs are songs that you're like, oh, I play that all the time.
That's the response I always get from other DJs when I talk about like a left turn. They're like, "What? You weren't already playing that all the time?" Like, so I'm trying to think of something that's like true left turn, not just like going from hip hop into Vanessa Carlton or something.
I think at a party bar, you know, you're a glorified jukebox playing a lot faster, right? So they're a little bit more forgiving. They're not going anywhere unless there's a lot of bars up and down the street to where they're gonna go hit something else.
Yeah, I feel like a nightclub is more where a left turn would even be a left turn, just because in party bars they're like kind of just how you're DJing is constant left
Yeah.
turns.
Little John doing Whitney Houston, "I Will Love You" when he's doing all hip hop night. I would call
Yeah,
that
that
like
was-
a left turn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He played that. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
He played it just from the hit where it's like, "Doosh," and that's the like the last part of the song.
That's cool. I'm always nervous to do like non-genre left turns in hip hop clubs. I always feel like if it flops, it just flops so hard. If people are like, "Why are you stopping the party to do this to us right now?"
Well, he's Little John.
Yeah.
I feel like he could get away with that. But yes, totally. It's all hip hop, and then they're like, "Really? What the fuck?" You want to do Stroud top 5 since we're talking about music?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask one more question, and it was gonna be if you had a DJ horror story, a night something bad happened.
I'm pretty good at being prepared. I'm generally like early and over prepared for everything. There was this resort I used to work at that was like it was like an old ski resort that had turned into like a hotel where people would have weddings and conventions and stuff. And I would just DJ for like whoever came through. So sometimes it would be like a wedding party, sometimes it would be golfers, sometimes it would be bikers and poker players, whatever. And the owner always wanted to make it like a party. Like he'd always come in and be like, hype it up, let's keep it going. And he had like a laser and a smoke machine, and people like hated both of them. Because it was a lot of like older people that would come through, and you would hit the smoke and they would act like you were just dumping mustard gas on them to just run for cover. And he always wanted me to like hit the smoke. And so he would come in sometimes and see that I was like barely using the smoke machine, and we'd come and just like lay on it. And there were a couple times where it like set off the fire alarm in this whole like hotel. It's like this massive resort. It set off the fire alarm, woke up everybody in the hotel, and then like it automatically calls like the firefighters over. So they like came
Wow.
into the club like angry at us and stuff. And it actually happened multiple times there. Like he didn't even learn his lesson from the one time. So that'd be my nightmare. The thing is, like, I was just behind the booth. Like he took the heat for that. He wanted me to keep the party going.
That's
So,
hilarious. That's a good one for sure.
yeah.
All right, yeah, we let's jump into some Serato type top 5. We're gonna play our little segment video, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah.
The Serato Top 5.
Oh hell yeah.
All right, so you guys, you listen to the show, you kind of know the drill already. We're gonna just want to talk about your top 5 most played songs in Serato.
All word plays, I'm guessing.
Yeah, yeah. Not quite. Not as cool as I was hoping it would be, which I think is what a lot of people get out of this. I've heard some of the guys on the show had some pretty sick shit in their like top 5, and when we talked about being on the show, I looked at mine and I was like, even if I made an effort to make this cooler, I don't have enough time. The numbers are so lopsided. So
Yeah.
starting in at number 1, it's actually just a scratch track. Killer Cuts Volume 1. I don't use it at all at gigs, but I just use it to practice scratching. It has an sound that's like less harsh than the other ones.
Yeah.
So it's less grating on the ears. So either way, that's my actual number 1. I'll give you 5 after that. So at the real number 1, we have the Hips Don't Lie Scooter Super Bowl edit. It's not a song that I play like peak hour a lot. It's not like a huge hit usually, but it never hurts me to play it if I'm just quick mixing like 100 BPM, because it just like hits from that drop part. It's just there's never a bad gig to even hit. There are bad gigs to hit that, but
Do you play Spanish in Milwaukee? Is it
Yeah.
is it a thing? You getting the Bad Bunny requests?
yeah, it's tricky. So there are like Latin clubs where that will go off and everybody will love it. But then in like the more open format clubs, it's very hard because the people who love it, and the people who don't, I might as well just turn the music off. Like it's just nothing.
Right.
So the Bad Bunny requests are hard, but I've got some good like quick edits of it to get like in and out. At number 2, we've got a personal edit of Holla Back Girl, another one
Like it?
that you can just slam in. It doesn't hurt to play usually.
No.
And I'm usually out after the bananas part. So it's just like the intro, the chorus, bananas out of it. So I played maybe like 45 seconds of it, and I'll play that a lot.
Yeah. People love their bananas.
They do. They love that shit as bananas part. It's and because I can just kind of slam in from anything, I feel like it's just a song that got up there out of convenience.
Right.
Then I've got DeVille's Come Get Her edit. It's just the 100 BPM one. So that song had a big resurgence lately, and it's just so easy to mix in when I'm at 100 BPM hip hop, even if I'm just doing like a verse and a chorus.
I play that one a lot too.
I play that one
Yeah.
a lot. I love his edit of that for sure. I don't even think I have the original. I
No, the
just kept his.
original is like 10 BPM slower.
Yeah, it's terrible.
and much sparser. So I would either hit that or Dennis Blaze had one that was pretty good.
You were talking about the BNNS, and I was told that Sweet Escape is also doing really well. By Gwen with
Really?
Akon. I was told that's a sing along. Yeah. So
I've got to
There's-
get on that.
there's an idea
Yeah,
for you
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Might be something you could. Might be some kind of sing along or edit for there.
Yeah, get a good Sweet Escape edit. I always liked that song when it was new. Then at number where we have 4, I've got a custom edit of What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction. I play a shitload of boy band stuff.
Yeah,
A lot of it,
works.
a lot more of that stuff would be like higher up, but there are multiple edits I play of it. This one just ends up because I always play the same version. So there's some stuff that would be much higher, but they're like multiple ones. Like Hotel Room Service, I feel like is generally one of my most played tracks, but they're just multiple edits that I'll play.
And what version of that are you playing? We've been talking about that one. That was something that came up for a while. Was always in the top 5.
Yeah, so I have a personal version that I made where I just made the drums hit a little harder that I'll
Yeah.
play a lot, and it's just a short edit. But then I have one that goes into like a housey drop, and then I have one that goes into like more of a big room sort of drop. I just generally rotate between those three depending on the gig. But that hotel, motel, Holiday Inn part, it goes off so hard.
Yeah.
It's like the Mobamba fuck shit bitch part where it's just
Yeah, it does well.
it's the purest. What else do we have here? Oh, and then got Return of the Mac, original version.
Can't go wrong.
I think I start the night with Return of the Mac a lot. I think that's what it is, just because it's enjoyable, like unoffensive, everybody can get down with it kind of song. It's pretty rare that I'll play it after like 11.
That makes sense. I always try to, when I was like coming on when I was doing some of the other spots, and you're going from like like not like house music, but like from their house music to like now the DJ starting. It's like you always kind of want to ease into it and then like kind of then vamp it up, a little bit. And
I want to
there's
make
songs
that
like
as subtle as possible, because I don't
Same.
want people to expect a party yet. A lot of the time what I'll do is I'll sync up the track that they're playing onto my Serato, and then I'll tell them to switch it so nobody even notices that I'm on yet, and I'll just
Yep.
work from there.
I do that a lot
Smart.
too.
That's the top 5. I was hoping for something something more hip than that, but the
Hey,
go-tos
we're all
are the
playing the same
go-tos.
shit. Yeah.
We-
Are you doing anything? Is there like an honorable mention or something in there that you thought you play all the time?
Let me think. Well, I've got a California Girls Crab Rave mashup that I play a lot. It would be up there if I matched it with the original California Girls. If I put them together, that might be in my top 5 as well. But I get some extra meme points for the Crab Rave version. And I feel like people who don't know Crab Rave, it just sounds like the original to them. Like
I
it's
gotta be
not that
honest. I don't
different.
know. I don't know. What
Yeah,
am I missing?
Yeah, I don't know either.
So Crab Rave is like this viral, like I don't quite understand the context of it, but it was like a spinning records sort of house track that had kind of a like a little meme thing. And I was playing it at a lot of school dances and stuff. And now those kids are like at the bars. So I'd check out Crab Rave. It's worth throwing in if you're playing anything housey.
Are you still doing some of those school dances, or is it really you kind of just switch over to only mostly doing the bars now?
Yeah, so for like a year or so, I decided to just take a step back from mobile stuff so I could really focus on like bar and club DJing. So I turned down all of the school dances this year, and I have one wedding, I think, actually coming up in a couple weeks here, which will be nice. I kind of miss them. It's hard to spread out your DJ residencies when you have so many Saturdays taken up by weddings. I miss them. I'll get back on that one of these days.
Let's do some what's in your bag. We used to have a video for this, but it got flagged and we haven't had the chance to make the new
Oh,
one yet.
dang.
So major bag alert, major bag alert. There it is.
So some of the things that I really like, I've got a portable recorder here so I can record my sets without
Smart, I like that.
putting the additional stress on Serato. I've had a couple DJs talk about how like if you're recording right from Serato that it might be an issue. I'll just use the booth output into this to record a lot of sets.
Are you posting these back? Are you listening to them for ideas? Or are you just seeing what? Do you listen to them? I don't do that, and I think I used to, and I want to get back to it. So I like this idea a lot.
Yeah, it's helpful. I just listen to them and I look at what worked and what didn't. The thing that always gets me is my microphone voice. You don't sound like you think you sound, especially when you're like shouting hype shit at a club or something.
Right.
So I've it's definitely helped with my emceeing at the very least.
I think there's a way to record without in Serato. Can you skip the mic? I guess if you're using that recorder, then no. I was thinking directly out of Serato, so my bad.
Yeah, and I want to hear the mic. And I want to
Right.
I want to just go back and listen. I've been meaning to put up some live sets, but I haven't gotten like a really I feel like when you want to put up a live set out of context, a lot of the time it doesn't make sense. Like the songs that you're playing, it's like this guy sounds like he's fucking up, but you're actually like moving with a crowd that they can't see.
We were getting Drew and I did the party in the DJ convention in Vegas, Mex, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, the set was so good!" And then we were like, they were like, post it," and we were like, "Nah," for that reason, for that exact same reason. It's like in the moment it was good. If you listen back to it, you might be like, "What is actually happening?"
Yeah. It's only good in relation to the crowd that loved it. So
Mhm.
unless there's like video of the crowd, like, yeah, they actually love what they're hearing. I feel like some of my sets sound kind of lame, or they'll take random, like, they don't sound like a set I would put together for a radio show at all.
Totally.
Yeah.
We had a guest on DJ Excel, and he has an app, and he just posts his live mixes, and there's tons and tons of just live mixes. He just lets them ride.
Yeah, I got to get that confidence. There's some dudes that just post tons of them just as is, and I never fault them for it when it doesn't sound like a radio mix. I should put some out there. I hear it's good promo. Club owners listen to that stuff on Mixcloud and people who do booking.
Yeah, content. Everyone likes that shit for sure.
Got my 360 cam here.
Nice.
Get some content with that. I don't use it as much as I should. When I do, it's dope. It's super convenient. I can just focus. I don't have to like be taking my phone out all the time.
Right. Yep. I love it. I leave it up for the night, and then if I know something big's happening, I'll hit record, let it play, and then because I was recording the whole night, and then realizing I needed to edit that afterwards.
It's a nightmare. Yeah.
A nightmare. You're like, fuck, where was the good shit? So now I'm trying to be like more doing it on purpose of like, okay,
Yeah.
this is gonna be a big moment. Let me record this.
And then we got here, got these party patches. Haven't tried them yet on a day where I actually drank a lot, but on some days where I drank a little bit, it seemed to work.
All right, I gotta order this party patch. All right, is it on Amazon?
I don't know. My guy J Dot gave them to me when we did a back-to-back gig. He's apparently like sponsored by them. He's got some with his logo on them.
No way.
Yeah.
There's a sponsorship fuse.
Yeah, party patch.
All right,
Yeah.
5. I'm gonna order one. It's for 5. There you
Yeah,
go.
dude. I was pretty jealous when I saw it. Let me see if I can find his custom one in
Custom.
here.
Yeah, they have a link for custom ones on their site. You can get your logo here. 0 calories, water resistant.
Yeah, so I was
The
sweating
number
hard, and it
one.
was just stuck it on my arm.
12 pack is $39.
There's a 5-pack for $20.
I'm not a huge like drink while I DJ kind of guy. You know, I like to have 2 or 3, so I usually wouldn't need something like that.
Loosen it up.
Just enough, because I feel like stone sober, I'm a lot of the time just following patterns that I know are logical.
Right,
then-
right.
Too drunk, I'll fall into the easy patterns as well,
Right,
just
right.
because it's what comes easiest to mind.
It's hit or miss for me. Sometimes I will not drink. Sometimes I will have 2 or 3. Sometimes, there'll be more. I tried the more now that I'm getting older, it's a lot harder. Like we mentioned earlier, to be productive. So it's like I care more about being productive than I do being a part of the party in that
Yeah.
way anymore. So
Yeah, and I can do a good sober set. It's just a little more mechanical.
I don't drink for all the weddings. I do mostly weddings, so I feel like the whole weekend I don't drink at all.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I don't drink at weddings either. Too much pressure.
Too
You
much
know,
pressure.
If anything could go wrong, I don't want to be buzzed, Unless the couple is like trying to feed me drinks. They'll get from
Right.
time to time.
But I feel like with that, I don't even really think about needing to drink or anything. It's just secondary now that I've done it enough. Anything else in your bag? Specific
my-
type of headphones?
Yeah, I've got my limited edition yellow HD 25s.
Nice. Wow.
Cool.
Where'd you get those patches?
They ran like a limited edition, like something anniversary run of them, and it was like you might get these if you order them.
Yeah.
And like mine, I mean, I've had the same pair like since I started DJing, and they're just so durable. And they sound. I don't think the sound quality really matters, but they sound good. I just need to hear where the beats are falling.
Do you use them for producing? I think
No.
No.
Nah, I find that like if I try to produce in headphones, a lot of the time it'll sound good in headphones, and then it will not at the gig.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, these I just like throw them on the ground and stuff. They're like it's like the what is it? The 58, the microphone that you can just abuse it as much as you want, and it's just
Yep.
durable as all hell.
Indestructible for sure. Anything else? Is that it?
That's about the long and the short. There's a big pile of adapters and stuff in there,
Right.
and got some ibuprofen for headaches. Just
yeah.
basic essentials.
I got that. I've even started carrying around just dollar bills for tips, cash, just for having. Because I always feel like I don't have any cash at all. It's like a waitress or someone might bring you up a drink, and you're like, "Oh, sorry."
No, that's a good idea.
I'm blown away by these party patches right now. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here Googling, because I'm reading now about these, and I just can't believe I've never heard of these before until now. There's another brand I just found called Aqua Leaf, and it comes with 42 patches. And on Amazon, it has 350 reviews and 4.5-star rating.
Wow.
I know. I'm like blown away by this.
The future
And then-
is now. Huh.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna go put it on and like go drink a bottle of tequila to test it, but you know,
But yeah, even
Up and down your arm.
even if the placebo effect of it works, even if you just think it's helping, it's gonna help some.
You mix that with a Gatorade in the morning.
Yeah, and you got some logos on it. You can give them out to people. It seems solid.
I'm impressed. I'm gonna have to try it out. I also get nervous about just shit like that too. I'm like, how is this possible that for years and years and years people have been trying to, figure out a way for this hangover remedy, and then all of a sudden now we got it? Like, am I gonna become deathly sick in a few years because I've been wearing these party patches all of a sudden, or what?
Yeah, no, I get that.
Just don't mix it with your Nicorette patches.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. You want to talk about some new tech?
Yeah, we got some tech actually. I got the Rev 7.
All right.
Oh,
Hold
Wait,
on. Let me run our.
Let's run this video.
Oh yeah.
Let me run our segment
please.
video, and we'll get into some new tech.
Hey, yo, I need some new technology.
Nice. Hell yeah, man.
I need that watch. New Macs just dropped. There's a new iPhone's on the way, but iOS 16 just dropped. What are you using for your Mac? Are you using a Mac? You got a studio PC at home?
So yeah, for my DJing, I've still got the regular like M1 Mac,
Nice.
and for my studio rig, I've actually got like a Windows desktop computer. Just having any sort of desktop computer for production is so much faster than doing it on a laptop. Just
Oh,
having
yeah.
a mouse and a keyboard and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sure.
anybody who's still making edits on a laptop, I would highly recommend it.
Are you using Ableton?
FL Studio,
FL Studio, nice.
which is what I got back in the day because I knew that that's what Soldier Boy used, and he was kind of the gold standard for a minute there. So I picked it up, and it was like it's like a lifetime updates. So I just
Wow.
bought it, and it's just stayed.
A lot of the big producers use that too, so I know it's popular. I've never actually checked it out. Fuse, have you?
Nope. Never used it.
It does all the same stuff. Like it does it all in a different way. But the only thing I will use Ableton for is quantizing audio because it has like the warp markers and everything. So I have Ableton just for that.
Makes sense. Hey, whatever works. I know. I think I always think whatever DAW you're going to use, they all do exactly the same stuff. So just use whatever you're comfortable with and get started.
Which brings me to the Rev 7 in terms of just using what I'm comfortable with. So I bought the Rev 7 and I don't love it.
Right.
You know, I'm more comfortable on most other stuff just because I'm used to it. And it's cool. And for scratching, it's amazing, but I'm not even a big scratch guy. Mine had an issue and I had to send it in, and I've been having a really good time not using it.
So for your bars, do you have to bring something, or do a lot of them have equipment already set up?
So in Milwaukee, there's only a handful of spots that actually have like CDJs and a mixer.
Okay.
So almost everywhere I'm bringing equipment.
So what's your go-to then if you're not going to use the Rev 7?
So I'll do turntables in an S9 with phase a lot of the time, or I'll do
Nice.
a SC2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
I had that SC2. I liked it when it was out, but it's so fucking big, and I like the SRT platters better. It's more like a CDJs. Just got used to
yeah,
it.
it's about a horse apiece in that regard. They're both good controllers.
Right.
It's just
Totally.
it comes down to what you're used to. Yeah. Oh, I got some tech I'd like to talk about actually. You guys heard of Ultimate Vocal Remover?
Mm-mm.
No.
So it's like like a STEM algorithm for like DIY acapellas and instrumentals, and it's like miles ahead of everything else, and nobody's really using it right now.
Huh.
I would highly recommend using it. I get a lot of time people will like ask me where I got acapellas for stuff because you can't find it anywhere. It's this software it's Windows only, I think, which might be a big problem for a lot of people. I know a lot of the other STEM software is just based off of the same algorithm that came out. So I know like Virtual DJ and algorithm and like StemVerter and RX8. I'm pretty sure those are all kind of the same algorithm.
Yeah, they're using the AI off of a Mac or whatever. So I'm looking at this right now. We're the new Ultimate Vocal Remover version 5.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's dynamite. It's miles ahead of anything else.
good to know.
I tell people to get it all the time.
A lot of the guys use what's the Lala? Is that right?
Oh yeah, the website
I'm not really sure what it is.
lala.ai or something like that.
Or at NAM, we were just at NAM this weekend, and they had the DJ app. It's now DVS. You can basically DJ with your phone, and you can plug it in, and then they have you can do the live instrumentals or acapellas. It's not going to sound as good as this that you're talking about, but you can do it live, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, that's the one downside is that it takes a long time. So there's no way it could ever be implemented live like that. It has to be like a much more lightweight algorithm, I think.
But it sounds super clean.
Sounds really clean. Like since I got it, I've remade a bunch of my edits that I used to like a bunch of edits that I was playing for a long time that had like so DIY acapellas. I've gone and like swapped them out. Yeah, I would highly recommend looking into that.
To check that out. Hopefully they'll come out with a Mac version because I'm all Mac everything.
Yeah, that's tricky. I didn't realize that until recently because I've been recommending it to a ton of people, and I figure most DJs are on Mac except for Warren.
Warren's
Yeah.
big PC. Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to ask you about too is you won a contest for Conflict. I'm drawing a blank now all of a sudden for his new booking agency out of Miami.
Yeah, I won a mix contest to go do a gig with him down there. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that. Where it was, you open, how it kind of went.
Yeah, so he had put up the contest thing, and I saw it, and I was like, I really just want to win this. So I put a ton of work into my mix, a stupid amount, really. It was all like planned out just to sound a certain way, and I did a bunch of takes to get it right. And I sent it in, and he sent me a message, and he was like, "This is really good. This is really tight, but this sounds like it's Ableton. Like you didn't really mix this." So then I actually had to send him a video to show me actually doing it. So
Wow.
and the video was like kind of rough because it took me so many takes to get the mix in the first place.
All right.
But yeah, then I sent him the mix. He's like, all right, cool. So I went and I did Sway down there with him,
Nice.
and we split up like the peak hour. And he's dope, man. He's one of the big name DJs that really like delivers.
Yeah.
Like when you actually see him, he is actually good enough to warrant his reputation.
Definitely.
I'm assuming you've seen some guys that aren't. I know I have.
Yeah.
Well, it's tough with the travel guys because I know you could come into a room and it could just be a slow night or whatever.
Yeah.
So I understand that in regards, but no, that's dope. I actually haven't seen him in person. Have you, Fuse?
Yeah, I opened for him a couple times. I've seen him another time, and I agree. He does a good job.
Yeah, he's
really
sick. He's really into it. He's very
Yeah.
professional, a little serious. It like catches you off guard at first, but he just really wants to do a good job.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool. And I had sent you a video from that because he like quick mixed yeah 3 times and it like slayed. So then I sent you guys the video of it, and then I was like, I bet they can't even hear it right now. They're probably at their gigs right now. But that's why I sent you the video from that gig.
Oh,
'cause the
okay.
whole
That makes
yeah
sense.
3 times thing was going on. I've got a topic I'd like to talk about. I'm curious, where do you think the future of nightlife is heading with less and less collective music taste? So I know a lot of DJs are excited that old stuff is coming back. They're like, oh, I'm playing all this. I'm playing levels. I'm playing dynamite, and it's killing. At the same time, that's kind of something to worry about that peak hour we're not hitting a ton of new songs.
Yeah, I like talking about this all the time, and I think it's because people don't actually like the songs that are big. I think the songs that are coming out right now, everything is so influencer based these days on social media that there are very few songs that people actually like that are new that come out that are like, I genuinely like this song. It makes me feel good. So it's now what is becoming more popular than actually liking a song is the nostalgia of hearing a song that once was, right? So I honestly feel that the whole nostalgia of, even though these same songs that I'm talking about that they don't like now, they're gonna like more in a few years when they're nostalgic again, because it'll take them back to the moment of when they first heard them. I actually think that like a lot of the personally, I think the era of playing a lot of new music in a night is come and gone right now. Like, whereas 10 years ago when I first started DJing, you could play songs and people would react to all of them because they actually genuinely liked them. And now, like, kind of like you mentioned earlier, like Push and P, like, you play that song, people are told they're supposed to like that song because it's cool on the internet and the guy that makes it's cool. It's like,
Yeah.
do you actually like the song? Do you actually listen? Because I don't like it. Like, I don't think it's cool. Like, but that's my opinion.
I could see that, but I feel like a lot of these songs actually are good and they should be bigger. So like Blinding Lights was big, Stay was big.
Those are
Pathos was
two
big.
that I actually think people liked, though, too.
Yeah.
The ones, those were two I would mention and say these two people actually like, or like Levitating.
Yeah.
There are some exceptions where I think people actually like them.
But what I do notice a lot of is people just like what they like. Like they don't have to listen to the popular songs anymore. So a lot of groups of friends will come in with something that's relatively like B-list that they'll go off to that nobody else will.
Right.
I think so much of like when I started DJing was like 2013. And at that point, we still all pretty much had to listen to the same stuff pretty much everywhere we go because it was just radio based. So once these songs that we're playing, these throwbacks that we're playing get old, what are we going to play? Once they get too old to even be viable throwbacks.
I hear what you're saying, but I guess I argue that there's always going to be something new, right? You have your One Direction, maybe at that time I don't know. I guess I had wrote it off back in the days, but now I know it's really big.
Yeah.
And I think there's always going to be some songs that break through just with award shows and getting played on commercials or video games. So
Yeah.
I'm actually with you. I was worried recently about this very topic. Now that I'm seeing TikTok kind of having just everything goes, I kind of like where DJing might end up, in that as long as it's a cool and fun song, then we could play it.
See, that
I
is
have more hope
encouraging.
for it. I have more hope for it than I did in the past.
Yeah, but I'm also hoping it doesn't bring a bunch of these.
Oh no. That's the worst, man. It's so hard to stay cool when people are like giving you the cut it signal
Yeah.
for the next song.
I had a mom for my wedding this weekend. She said, she called me. She's like, no hip hop. She doesn't want any hip hop. So anytime I play it, then the bride would come up and say, only hip hop for the next hour. I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do? Every time I play a hip hop song, she was like doing this sign from her table, like rotate it. And I was just like, oh, this is so cringy.
Oh.
But then she comes up out of nowhere and says, play Kia, My Neck, My Back. And I threw it up. I'm like, I don't even know what you want anymore. I give up.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's a tricky situation, man. Yeah, weddings are a lot of negotiation. That's the one thing I really like about bars, that bar has a musical identity. We have a set idea of where we would go, were we not pushed in a different direction.
Right.
And
Whereas,
it's like at the bar, if everybody's on the same page and partying and you're that one person who's sitting there with the cutthroat, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Leave.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, there's nothing worse than like you're at a packed bar, everybody's having a good time, and you're the miserable person that's like,
See, I think about them. I imagine being in their shoes. Like when I was young and going out, I could never imagine being the kid that was like, I'm not going to have fun because I don't like this song. Like you're ruining it for everybody.
It would have to be a lot of songs all in a row for me to really say something. Or I remember early days, there was a popular bar by my house, and the DJ would put the full version of Rapper's Delight, 14 minutes, so he could go
Okay.
outside and have a smoke break.
No, that's pretty damn egregious.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, okay, this is just bad.
you're like, what are we doing? It's 14 minutes later.
I've hip hopped the hibbity hip hopped enough. you know?
Yeah.
All the
Yeah, for
verses.
sure. Oh man,
It's so
that is
bad.
brutal.
I guess
I don't know.
I came into the nightlife world as a guy who liked a lot of like rock and indie music and a lot of stuff they weren't playing in the clubs. So I guess I kind of came in with an understanding that you just kind of have fun to the popular stuff. So it's
Right.
hard to relate to that.
And that's that's kind of how I feel too, because and Drew I know is the same. The music that I go to concerts to see most of the time is not the stuff that I'm DJing at all, and it's like, look, bro, listen, I know Nicki Minaj is not your thing. I know, like, it's not my thing either. It's really not, but most people like it, and most people like her. You know, like
Yeah.
and I don't know. I just
That
that's
that
just
that
shit really pisses me off, and I take it way too personal than I should when that happens.
Do you know anyone that's listening to Nicki Minaj on their off time though?
I mean, girls.
yeah, I'd assume they must. They know all the words.
I mean,
But-
actually, it's me. I drive down the street, starships.
Dude, I got down to it like back in the day when she first came on the scene because it was so cool and
Yeah.
so like such an original sort of flow she had. So I can dig it. Not necessarily like her 128 like EDM stuff.
Yeah, she has hits, dude. I'm not talking trash.
Yeah.
None of it really affects me anymore as long as everyone's having a good time. And I think more and more the bars are getting that way.
Do you think so? I think in Cincinnati, especially, there's a lot of like stick up the ass, stick in the mud type people. Do you feel that there's a lot of that in Milwaukee? I think in the Midwest in general, there's a lot of that, but
I mean, there are if you let them get to you. You just gotta pretend they don't exist. You gotta remember that if somebody's being a stick in the mud, you're talking about like customer wise, right?
yeah, yeah, people that come out to the bar or whatever.
Yeah, you really gotta just shrug that off because that, for example, a friend of mine came out and it was like her birthday and or not her birthday. She got broken up with. It was an occasion. She was mad about something and she was just demanding Biggie. And it was like 100% just like a 21-year-old. She was
Right.
like, "We got to turn this up. We need some Biggie." And she just wouldn't get off my ass about it. And I was like, "Listen, it's not happening. Not not a chance. Nothing against Biggie. I like Biggie, but it's they don't know Biggie like people used
They
to know
don't know
Biggie. No.
I agree.
I think a downtown's a
that.
downtown. You probably aren't dealing with it too much, right?
No.
People downtown are pretty hip.
That is a big difference. I will say if you're doing more neighborhoody bars to playing downtown, like the people that go out downtown definitely have a different expectation of what's going to happen to their night versus like if you're at a neighborhood bar.
Some of
Definitely.
those bars out in the boonies have really like unique musical taste that will just be like that bar's song. I remember doing a
Yep.
lot of those places when I started DJing, and there were all these like weird songs that were just that bar. Like they would put that on the jukebox a lot, and that was like their song. I'd try it somewhere else, and nobody even heard of it.
Colt 45, I would say that shit used to get played here locally. Afro Man.
Yeah, that's a great sort of like boonies bar sort of song. I remember that Thinking with My Dick, Kevin Gates track was like really big at this country bar I used to play a lot like years ago. And when that got like recently got attention again, I was like, oh shit, this song. They were ahead of their
Dude.
time, I guess.
ahead of their time at the
Yeah.
Boonie Bar.
Yeah.
Dude, what's so funny is that song hits right now like it was like the hottest song, you know, like any new song that I've played over the years that was like a Lil Wayne Lollipop or something like when it came out. Like that song hits like it
Yeah.
right now.
That song rules, man.
Well, you want to talk travel hacks or
I don't have a lot in the way of travel hacks. Warren's fork thing changed the game. That's been a
All
good
right.
one.
that is a great one. I have the fork.
The hardest thing with travel is just keeping my sleep schedule good if I'm traveling for a gig, because everything it revolves around people who get up early. So all the like, it's smart to take the early flight, but it's miserable. Like it takes several days to really bounce back from that for me. I don't know if you guys have a fix for that, and as well as with the hotels making you check out at 11 a lot of the time.
I don't even get a hotel room at that last night. I just go straight to the airport. First flight out, sleep at home.
Yeah.
Drew's different though, because he's got that long flight back, you know. So if he's leaving Florida or here, you know, he's got 4.5, 5 hours to get there.
And I gain time. I gain all 3 hours, right? So then it's early when I get home.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's nice.
Doing the opposite though, coming back from him to out here and getting home, it sucks. That sucks. But you know, I think I've heard Conflict say it best is, you know, you just got to sleep when you're tired, and you know, sometimes you got to push through and stay up, and then you know, just go to
Yeah.
sleep when you can. So
Yeah, you just got to grind it out. I mean, at the end of the day, like the worst the worst version of what we do is still better than having to work a different job. And
Amen.
I tell myself that all the time. If I'm not feeling a gig, it's like, but I love this so much more than I would any of the other prospects I had before this.
All right.
Do you find yourself? Do you sleep in? Do you sleep kind of a normal schedule? What's like a daily routine for you, kind of?
I'm generally like a sleep 4 to noon kind of guy. It's just DJ work for me, and I don't do a lot of weddings or anything I'd have to be up early for. So get done with the gig, wind down, fall asleep at my own time.
That's probably the schedule I would live if I didn't have to get up every morning.
And I'm lucky because go on.
No, I was just gonna say I stay up pretty late, and I generally try to be up by like 10 still.
See, I'm super strict about the 8 hours. I feel like if I get like 6 hours of sleep, my next day is just like dark and gloomy. And anything that I make or anything that I spin at the gig, it just doesn't feel like it's working, even if it is. So just getting that 8 hours is so important for morale. And if I'm making edits and I'm like sleep deprived, I'll make something that I would normally like, and I'll be like, this isn't it. This isn't it. I'm not feeling it.
That's good though. That's like good self-awareness, to know about yourself.
Yeah, I got to keep my own morale high. That's how I have a good gig. That's how I make good edits. And luckily, I have very few responsibilities outside of DJing, so
That's the life.
Yeah, that is the life.
I stayed up late last night to just talking about getting 8 hours. I stayed up to like 2 a.m. last night, and I watched. There's the Sex Pistols have like it's like a new TV show. It's basically a reenactment, but it's good. It's on Hulu, so I was up late watching that. It's interesting.
How is it?
Super good. If you like that kind of stuff, the soundtrack's awesome. I feel like they really just leaned in on all of the facts are pretty accurate for the most part.
That's cool. I gotta check that out, man. I love punk rock. That was like probably my favorite genre before I started like DJing. I was never like a huge Sex Pistols guy in particular, but that'd be cool. It'd be cool to check out.
It's just the 70s, late 70s. And, what's kind of funny is they were kind of put together like a boy band. I didn't know that. And it was really just to fuck the system. None of them could really play.
Really? So it was like manufactured counterculture.
The guy just wanted to be in a band, and he just pushed it. So no, it's good. It's an interesting show. I'd recommend it.
I going to see the Interrupters tomorrow, Drew.
Oh,
Interrupters
nice.
and
Hell yeah,
Foggy
man.
Molly. Yeah.
They got a new song out. It's pretty good. It's
Yeah,
getting
I haven't
some
listened. I
airplay.
haven't actually listened to it, but I know I like it. I like them, and I like the energy. So
Yeah, all those punk bands I've seen so many times just because on the festival lineups, they'll just end up. So I've seen Pennywise and like Bad Religion in them just so much just incidentally just because they're at all the rock festivals.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just got a Bad Religion custom. I don't know if it was 25 or 30 years, but it was 20 years. It's the Process of Belief. I got an orange vinyl,
Oh, hell yeah.
custom orange vinyl. I was like, oh, I'll take that.
That's nice.
I love this album. Well, you want to do a 60-second rant? Is there anything that we missed
I tell
out?
you, man, I'm not like a rant kind of guy. I'm pretty damn easygoing. Like there's nothing that I'm that angry about. I feel like the state of the industry is good and things are good generally for me.
I agree with you. I get I did like JD's getting mad about the photographers putting their bags out. I did like that
Dude,
rant. But,
yeah, if I was doing more weddings, I would definitely have some photographer related rants.
but as far as bars go and just kind of doing the scene, I loved when I was in that same era and I was just making edits and just going working the club, and the creative flow is always going. I love what you're doing, and I would love to. I almost need to just force myself and get back to making these good, like, usable edits.
Yeah, it's fun as hell, and just bringing them out and just trying them out for the first time.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
Yeah.
I guess I was thinking about ranting about how I don't like spinning on like CDJs in a 900 because it's a setup that like nobody actually has. And whenever I get to the gig, it's always like my more high profile gigs. And it's like a couple times a year I'll be on this equipment. And I feel like I'm always subpar on it, but it's like the club standard still.
Well, there's no pads, right? So that's what always
Yeah.
gets me. But you could do HID mode, and then the cue points come up on the CDJs on the side.
See,
if they're the 3000s,
yeah,
right?
if it's the new ones.
They could be 2000s.
And I don't think I'm not usually doing HID mode when I'm in those gigs because it's like a group of guys. So that'll throw me off, man. I hit cue points so often with the pads, but
Yeah,
having to do it on the keyboard, and then you only get like the first couple of each.
yeah. No,
So
I
that-
agree.
That's always hard. And there's a lot of people who are like kind of 900 like gatekeeping, like everybody needs to be able to kill it on a 900. But
When I went back to the clubs, that was definitely a thing. It was like that 900. And I hate this fucking mixer. It's just does nothing for me. I hate the
The-
effects on it. I hate everything about it.
They just need to make the 900 with like the sound card, the same nice high quality sound card, but just put some pads on it and make the effects similar. I feel like at this point it's like Pioneer. All the effects should be the same, you know, like the way the mixers work, but they all are slightly different.
I don't know why they change it every time.
We both bought S11s thanks to PJ.
Dude,
So
the
Drew and
S11's
I-
nice.
It is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
It is much nicer than the S9 too.
Nah.
Have you seen the speaking of new tech, kind of jumping around, but did you see that new the S5 that they just released?
Yeah, the S5. I know some guys in like the Milwaukee DJ group were talking about how it scratches for you or something like that, and they're all getting riled up about it.
It has some cuts on it or something, but I mean I still think you kind of got to know what you're doing to be able to pull that off. Otherwise, it's going to sound like trash.
Yeah, it's like anything, man. It's like when Sync came out and everybody was upset about that. Nowadays nobody even uses it.
Unless you're
Nice.
JD, and JD
yeah.
was explaining how he does use it, but honestly, he used it in his way of using it makes sense, like what he was doing with it, you know.
Yeah, that sounds super useful because a lot of the time I'll be like moving both the pitch sliders to like move
Yes.
my songs down together. I don't know if you guys ever catch yourself doing that.
Oh yeah.
So I actually got to learn how to do that.
I said the same thing. I'm like, I could see that being a great use case, and I have nothing against Sync if it takes something off, especially if you're using that 900, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I was talking to Craze at a DJ meetup one time, and he was saying that he uses Sync. He was like, people come to see him do a lot of stuff. What they don't come to see him do is just beat match. Just get the pitch
Right.
slider in the right spot. That's not entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Four Color Zach, I know are both. I heard Four Color Zach talk about it as well, and I have nothing against it. I don't know it enough, and I don't practice it, so that's really just being naive to it.
No, I'm not a purist in the slightest. If you can crush, you can crush. I don't care how you're doing it. If I could crush just playing a pre-made playlist, there's no reason not to. The only reason we don't is because we have to adapt with the crowd.
Right.
Like I don't.
We're not the artists. We're not like a big EDM guy who just already has that set pre-done and
Yeah,
doesn't go with it.
yeah. People need some flexibility with us.
Is there any last things we want to talk about?
I think that. You got anything?
No, I feel like it's been great just chatting it up and talking some music, and you know, it's always good when you're chatting with like-minded people, and I think people are really going to enjoy just kind of hearing, you know, the stuff that you're doing and how you're playing songs,
Yeah.
and, you know, all of that.
Yeah, I love this show, and I like that so much of it about is just about the craft of DJing, and like what songs are you playing, how are you playing them, where are you playing them. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's super useful to just like focus in on that sort of stuff.
Definitely agree. People don't talk about it enough, or you have to go and sit through a a
Yeah.
whole club night and be like, "Oh, that was the one cool thing you did."
Yeah. Yeah, there's so little talk about it. And yeah, I could talk about this stuff all day.
Well, I love everything you're doing right now. I mean, you're definitely one of our favorite editors. We talk about all the time. You're crushing it. If people want to request an edit, should they just hit your DMs? I'm joking. Don't hit his DMs.
I've
I'm
had some
joking.
people like hit me up for custom versions of my edits before.
Yeah.
They've been like, I like this, but I don't like that it does that. Like, how much should I send you on Venmo to get like my version of it?
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. I
Interesting.
don't know if you guys ever get that.
Not
I've had people
particularly, I
ask
don't
me
think.
for usually it's so random that I go, huh, I don't know that I would bother wasting my time making that. It's like something they had in their mind.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what.
But yeah, it's been fantastic. Good talking to you guys.
Yeah, let them know where you are on social media, where to find your stuff.
Yeah, I'm at DJ Even Steve on Mixcloud, Instagram, and SoundCloud is mainly what I use. I've been meaning to get on TikTok. I will one of these days. I know everybody's procrastinating on that. It's gonna hurt us in the long run, but I'll be there. I'll get on it.
Yeah, you need to just get at least secure your account.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got that out of the way.
Yeah, all right,
Totally.
there you go.
But all right, awesome. Thank you for being on the show. Make sure you check him out on Instagram. If you guys want to call and talk about the episode, make sure you hit up the YOLO line 562-246-YOLO. Also, if you're still looking to get on direct music service, make sure you use the code Drew and Fuse Show for 30% off your first month. And again, if you're in the market for a photo booth, we do have affiliate link to the photo booth supplies salsa booth, so make sure you check that out if that's something you're into. Also, if you guys are listening, make sure you rate and review the podcast. If you're on iTunes, that really helps grow the show. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. And we always love getting feedback. Also, remember that we do have quite a few challenges, so if you're doing them, make sure you tag the show. We have the all famous Conga Line challenge. We have now the Florida, aka Flow Rida Low challenge that we're doing, where we want to see people get low. We also have Drew's Kokomo challenge that is his new favorite song to hear. So if you're playing any of those, tag us. We love to hear it. If you're drinking Liquid Death, tag us, tag Liquid Death. We appreciate it. We're trying to get that sponsorship going. It takes a lot to keep this show going, and it's a labor of love right now. So anything that you guys do really helps us out, and it helps us keep it going too. We love always hearing the positive feedback. So
Get all of we forgot to mention all of Even Steve's custom edits on Club Killers,
that's right.
Yes.
exclusively on Club Killers. Check it
That's
out.
right. Yeah. So if you're on Club Killers, search his name. A bunch of his stuff will pop up. I use it. I go on there. I find his stuff a lot.
Yeah, new
it's
edits
very
every
useful.
Monday is my
Yeah.
slot. So
There you,
look out for them.
there
All
you
right.
go. All right, that's going to wrap up the show today. So shout out to all the Daft Punks out there that are listening, and we appreciate you. And until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Peace out.